an exam, okay, next week. The title is The Influence of Personal Life on Writers' Works. Keats Ode to a Nightingale as a Model. Topics that is covered in this seminar is introduction, Keats' life, Keats' poetry, characteristics of his poetry, Keats' ode, because this poem is a type of his ode to a nightingale, and these are longing for death, away from the troubles, variety of appeal to the scenes, are the influences of his life on this particular poem. Then conclusion. Introduction. We are all influenced, actually we are influenced by our personal life. And an example for that, when you feel happy, okay, you look at life, or you argue life, you regard life, or you deem life as a colorful, as optimistic, as a beautiful. And when we are under pressure, okay, or under a trouble, we see life that it is black and dark, though life is fixed, okay? Life is the same, but the difference is on personal life. So our writers, including the poets. Keats' life. John Keats lived between 1785 to 1821 when he was a child. His father was killed by a fall from a horse, and his mother died of tuberculosis, which led, tuberculosis, مرض السل, which later caused the death of Tom Keats, his brother, and John Keats himself. If we notice through the years, 1795 to 1821, how old is Keats? 26. Very good. 26 years old, which means that he died when he was very, very young. Even when his health was good, Keats felt foreboding of early death and applied himself to his art with a desperate urgency. In acute distress and emotional turmoil, masterpieces followed masterpieces. Despite the fact that he enjoyed healthful, okay, or enjoyed a beautiful life, but there is missing in his life. Missing of his life is because of the death of his mother and the death of his brother Tom. Keats' poetry. This is a general characteristics of his poetry. Keats is extraordinarily sensitive to the mingling of pleasure and pain, to the destructiveness of love and the longing for death. His poems have little concern with contemporary social and political events. He is in his glory in the fields. His poetry is a mingling of pleasure and pain, though he is young and he enjoys good health, yet he feels that he is sad or painful. His poems is not only about pleasure or delightful poems, but his poems are classified as a mingling between pleasure and pain. Why? That aspect of pain or that feature of melancholy results from his personal life, which is the early death of his father when he was a child, the death of his mother, and the early death of his brother. There is another point which shows the influence of his personal life on John Keats as not only as a poet but as a man, is that he has little concern with the social and political events. You or the young are revolutionary by nature, especially poets or writers. By the way, what is the difference between ordinary man and poet? You know what is the difference between ordinary man and poet? Poets are imagination, and they are more sensitive and more emotional. So they are more sensitive and more emotional than us. They are theory. Okay, but Keats is exceptional. Why exceptional? Due to his personal life. Keats' ode, because Ode to a Nightingale is characterized as an ode. Yes. Keats' ode, because Ode to a Nightingale is described as an ode, so here is a description about Keats' odes generally, not specifically. Keats' odes are on the irreconcilable conflicts and basic human desires. The subjects of these odes show variations, and yet they have common characteristics. Each presented an idea and intellectual determination, and they are all written with the principle of artistic economy, infinite riches in a little room. We see that his thoughts are all personal and reflect his own inner self. On to A Nightingale. What is the characteristics of this poem in particular? Actually, this poem was written immediately after the death of his brother Tom. So he was completely under the influence of that sad event. Keats' Ode to a Nightingale begins with a change in aspect in the natural scene. The poet feels as though he has drunk hemlock or opiate. Hemlock or opiate means يعني شلون الدواء المنوم. This serves only as a stimulus to raise an emotional problem or personal crisis. At the time when Keats wrote his ode, the personal problem was his brother Tom's early death. He finds consolation when he pours out his feelings called up by the nightingale. So, if you remember, when he explained that poem last lecture, we said that this debate is not between a man represented by Keats and a bird represented by nightingale. But here, nightingale or that bird is a symbol for his inner self. So this debate is between Keats, the man, and Keats, the poet. Keats the man and Keats the poet. You know, sometimes when a person speaks, especially about his melancholy, okay, he can't feel or they can't feel that they convey emotions. Even when we have a trouble and we speak to mom or to dad, to brother, sister, or to a friend, no one can understand ourselves except ourselves. يعني ما حد يفهم نفسك غيرك. Okay, why? Because when we are speaking, we convey words, but not emotions, not feelings. Okay, that feelings are buried inside, hidden. They are buried inside ourselves. So this pressure influence. By the way, Tom is also too young when he died because of tuberculosis. Okay, he was also too young when he died. Therefore, that psychological agonies inside Keats can't be expressed to anyone. Therefore, he imagined that there is a nightingale. He imagined a nightingale as a person. Why? Because he feels that only himself can understand himself. Now, we start with the poem. The lines, which are in red and in different color, these lines from the poem in which it shows or they show the influence or they demonstrate the influence of his personal life on the poet himself as depicted in this poem. Every stanza has either a direct reference to death or some term associated with death. In the lines that I might drink and leave the world unseen, and with thee fade away into the forest dim. There is an almost direct implication of that he wishes to drink the beaker of wine to leave the world without being seen. So that wish is clear through these two lines. He wish he can drink, okay, in order to forget this world, in order to forget this event. Away from the troubles, fade far away, dissolve and the quiet forget, what thou among the leaves that has known. He wishes that he would be what? A nightingale. In order to be what? In order to be able to fly to another place. A place of comfort, a place of peace, a place of joy, a place where there is no death. No. Variety of appeal to the senses. Hello, Mr. Thank you. In the description of a glass of wine, the blushful hypocrine with beaded bubbles rinking at the brim. Keats succeeds in conveying profound reflections by pictures and images, and these profound reflections would not have been so visible and live, like even in a painting. Here there is an image. The image that is taken from the glass of here. This is the glass. When wine is burning in the glass, okay, there will be bubbles. You know bubbles?
Yes. فقاعات.
Yeah, فقاعات. At the edge of the glass. at the edge of the glass. Who says when we are born inclined into the glass, okay, there are bubbles at the edge of the glass, and little by little, the bubbles what? Fade away and disappear. So in that image, or in that way, kids sees life. This is life in kids' view, okay? Okay, life can be faded away or can fade away and disappear immediately for him. Why? Because his father died when he was young, his mother died so early, his brother died when he was young, and he himself, when he knows that he is sick or old, he died too young. So for him, okay, life is so short. And conclusion, like many romantics, kids find melancholy, delight, and pleasure in pain in to a nightingale in the heart of the moonlight. He sees no light at all. He is so wrapped up in his dark mood that he can't see the flowers at his feet. All his senses seem to have failed. The reason is his brother's early death. So he says that there is moon, but he can't see that moon. He sees only darkness. And there is a flower. There are flowers under his feet. The flowers which represent what? His youth. Okay? He is young. But he can't see that. He feels that his senses, which means that he is blind, he is deaf, he is dumb, just because the death of his. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know now how to answer? Thank you very much.
Very nice
That's it.
presentation.
Thanks a lot.
Cut.
So